Hi everybody, how is everybody doing today? It's your girl Stella Luca. I am passionate about family and work-life balance. If it's your first time here today, you're most welcome. Please follow me. Like, share. I will appreciate you to just subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow me if you're on Facebook and Instagram. Today, we are talking about brokenness. It's an emotion that you feel it cannot be touched, can't feel for somebody else. Brokenness may mean different things to different people. But most importantly, it is a strong emotional pain that robs someone of their internal peace that can sometimes cripple some people to the extent that they are not able to move forward with their lives. There are many reasons why someone would feel broken. It could be because of the past bad experiences with relationship. It could be childhood trauma. It could be abuse of any kind. It's in any other unresolved bad memories. In the community, especially where I come from, people might not say, people might not talk about it, but you can tell from their reaction that most of us are feeling pain from our output, from the way we relate with others. However, the only difference is that the level of brokenness varies. That those ones who are able to control the impact of how it affects them, and there are those ones who are not. With all that is happening around the globe, it is important, it's actually necessary that we talk about this kind of topics so that we find healing in each other. Some of the characteristics of a broken person, it would be recklessness. You will find these drunkards, people who drink 24/7. There are some people you find even dead in the markets. I think 6 months back, there was a case of someone being found, a drunkard person found dead in the neighborhood. The relatives were not even there. Nobody was able to identify who he was, but people have been seeing him in the area. You find some people, because of the pain that they had to go through, they lost it. They talk to themselves on the road. They are not presentable, like they are unkept. You find them not dressing properly. This is somebody who you have seen that is smart most of the time, and then all of a sudden you are seeing them showing up to the office drunk with a bad body odor because they don't really care. You will see a sign of someone who has already given up. You will see them screaming. They are not able to comprehend things reasonably. They just lash out. They are unhappy. They are grumpy. They are not happy. All those are signs of people who feel broken inside. Something is not happening within them that is making them react the way they are reacting. And if we talk about the community where I come from, where there was war for a very number of years, probably 75% of everybody around my community somehow is feeling broken or has ever felt heartbroken. The truth is, everybody will have a share of brokenness in life. And it comes in different, forms, problems, and situations. But the most important question to ask yourself is, how much are you going to allow brokenness to hold you down? And that is why I am making this video, to encourage somebody, to build somebody up, to at least tell somebody out there that you are not alone. There's so many broken people out there. If you know for yourself that you can seek professional help or do something so that you can get out of the situation for your own well-being, and also to help your loved ones feel at this. Now, other people say that brokenness is a gift. Adversities introduces a man to himself. That means if you go through certain difficulties, you will be able to figure out how to develop or to improve yourself, to find a better version of yourself. Sydney Trim, one of the phenomenal women in the US, changed her narrative and perception about brokenness. And this is what she says. She says, every crisis is a gift. Every problem is an opportunity. And every adverse circumstances is the most valuable teacher in your lifetime. This is beautiful. So she said, sometimes brokenness comes to toughen you. They are all saying brokenness comes so that you will wake up. It's actually a wake-up call. After that, you should ask yourself, what version of myself am I being introduced to? So if you're faced with a problem, cry over it, but get out, reflect and look back and ask yourself how you should get out of it, or what opportunities has this brokenness brought to you. I remember watching a clip of a woman who lost a child due to gunshot in the US. And then when the shooter was arrested and was in jail, this same woman was also to reconnect us back to God. There are several scenarios where I kept visiting the person who shot her son. I think that is very powerful. She visited that boy, and when this boy was finally released, this same boy started a campaign against gunshots. See what that lady has done. You know, she would have gotten angry with this boy, insult, and even wish this boy the worst. But no, when this boy was released, she gave this boy the tightest hug that boy has ever felt. That takes God to do. As I'm talking about it, I am tearing because I'm quite emotional for such kind of situation. Forgive me. And then also, sometimes brokenness, tough time comes so that it will reconnect us to our loved ones. It will reconnect us to one another. When people going through a tough time, and at that point, that is when they reach out to God. And the moment God helps them out of situation, their life is changed and changed for good. So, brokenness sometimes don't just come to break us. They come to mold us so that the best version of ourselves can be produced. How do we now get out of this kind of situation? So here are some of the points that I want to share in order to help those ones who are going through a difficult time and are willing to come out of it. Now, the first thing we can talk about is forgiveness. If somebody hurt you, forgive this person. If you have made a mistake, forgive yourself. Because until you forgive yourself, until you forgive whoever that has wronged you, imagine you will not be able to move forward. It is very important for us to forgive. One person that I respect, and I know that so many people respect worldwide, is Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was brutally hurt, was in prison, had a challenge with his marriage, his family. But at the end of the whole thing, he was able to forgive, and he was asking others to forgive as well. It takes God it will take God to make anyone forgive anybody who has wronged you. There are people who are raped. There are children who have been abused, and they just grew up with that pain, and they are not able to release it. And for that reason, they could not make sense out of life completely because they were not able to forgive. So the first thing that you can do as a person who is going through a heartbreak, or a person who is going through a difficult time in life, is to forgive. Whatever situation it is that you felt, you have been cheated on, maybe looking at the current situation, there are people who have lost their jobs. You feel so hard due to political unrest. You have migrated from your country. You are as a refugee, and in your country you are doing very well, and now your children probably are not studying. There is no food. You are feeling so heartbroken. You have lost somebody because of to sickness, coronavirus. Everybody felt it globally. It has robbed us of our loved ones, and you are feeling so hard. Girlfriend cheated on you. Your husband abandoned you and married somebody. So many things happened, and everybody is feeling heartbreak. The best you can do for yourself is to forgive. Forgive these people, forgive yourself, and move on with your life. It's going to be difficult. You might probably need to develop a support system. You might need probably to hang around, people who are trying to get out of a hurting situation. Probably you need to, reach out, avoid staying alone, so that you will be able to overcome it. Forgive yourself. That is point number one. Point number two would be to meditate. At this point, it is very difficult to sometimes pray, because there are people who say they believed in God wholeheartedly with everything that they have, with their being, but because they have asked God probably to heal their loved ones, and that did not work out, they feel so discouraged, and they do not believe in God again. You can meditate, reflect, look for a professional help in order to overcome this kind of situation. Those who are able to pray, prayer is always good. Pray and worship. I am a Christian, and I always believe in the principles of the Bible. If you decide to forgive, and if you ask God to help you through a situation, there is no way He will never help you. I am yet to see anybody who believe in God with everything that they have, and God does not show up to them. God is His word. He respects His word. His word will not, has never fall down to the ground for it. Spend some time. Go for a therapy. Go do exercises, so that you will be able to release this painful experience, painful hurt that you are currently feeling. Because if you do not release that pain, imagine it will lock you in there, and you will not be able to come out. I will leave some of details of some of the people I think can speak to your soul when it comes to brokenness for healing purposes. Okay, now the third point would be to surround yourself with people like-minded, people who were hurt before and they have made it out of it, or people who are willing to make it out of the hurt. Those are the positive people that you should surround yourself with. Avoid people who are bitter and are discussing brokenness all the time. Because imagine when you start discussing, rumor-mongering about this thing, it keeps, you are just moving in cycle, and guess what? You are not coming out of the situation, but rather you are keeping the memory fresh in your mind. So avoid these negative people. Surround with yourself with the positive people who are trying to get out of the situation, or the people who you have seen that have made it out of the situation. Sometime back, I had situations that I was facing in life and I was completely damaged and broken. My family members and those who know me probably will know I was beyond redemption. I am speaking out of experience because I want to connect with anyone who is going through a difficult time out there. To me, one thing is that from childhood, I connected with God. And it has always been prayer for me. I prayed my way out of this. And I remember I used to just stay alone. The moment I discovered there were people out there who made it in life, I used to love watching television so much. One of the people that I watched a lot and I read about was Nelson Mandela. I don't know why. From childhood, I discovered Nelson Mandela from the movie Sarafina. If for those ones who might have watched the movie, I think it was around 1994, something like that. That was when the movie was produced, and that's when I got to know about Nelson Mandela. I didn't even know who he was, but knowing that he has gone through what he has gone, it motivated me. Like I had to come out of it. Another person that I used to love watching was Oprah Winfrey, because Oprah Winfrey had something that I went through, a similar thing that I went through. So I kept watching Oprah Winfrey. And then another person that I loved listening and watching was, who was it? Steve Harvey. I love watching Steve Harvey because of his story, or how he was a broke person, he lived in his car, and how he made it in life, and he reorganized, restructured his life, and made him who he is right now. These are some of the people I used to listen and watch to. And guess what? I was able to get out of whatever problem. And today I would proudly say I am 100% healed, and I feel and now I am trying to turn back and give back to the community and show people how to make it out in life. So most importantly, surround yourself and listen to people that have gone through a situation and have made it the other side safe, or are going through it. Avoid negative people who will keep you rumor-mongering and that. Even if you are on social media, make sure you decipher the kind of information that you are feeding yourself with, because some of them may actually destroy you rather than healing. So watch carefully, be careful who you interact with, who you associate with, and who you surround yourself with. Most importantly, remember to surround yourself with positive people, positive thinkers, so that you get healed. Another thing, and this one is very difficult, most importantly, is to let go. Stop living in the past until you start moving forward, focusing forward. Imagine you will be grounded in your past. So important, very important, remember to let go of whatever hurt that you will be facing, you will be thinking. I shared a video recently when I was telling people to keep focus. Focus your eyes on the prize. I will leave the link in the description below, so that you can also watch. Focus. What is it that you want to make out of your life? That is what you should focus on, and let go of the past. Stop living in the past. Focus your attention on your future and where it is that you want to go. That is number 4. Number 5 is to upgrade yourself. If it means you have to go back to school, do it. If it means you have to read books, you have to create a platform like what I am doing right now, do it. If it means that you have to enroll yourself for a course, do it. If you have to get a job, get it. If you have to change your wardrobe, your appearance, your look, do it. What is important is that you fall in love with yourself again. Love yourself. Love yourself to the extent that somebody should feel like you are selfish. That is what somebody said. Because until you love yourself, nobody else is going to love you. You need to treat yourself very well. Upgrade yourself. Put good things in yourself. Change the way you talk. Change the way you appear. Improve on yourself so that, the world will look at you and accept you for the better version that you are now portraying to the world. Today we have LinkedIn. LinkedIn has got 100 of professional advice, 100 of development and career growth advice, short courses. You can check on LinkedIn and create an account for you. Make something out of yourself, and so that you can better yourself. Because imagine that is the only way you are going to heal from whatever hurt that you have gone through. That was number 5, to upgrade yourself. Read books. I have so many books that I have read in my life, and to be honest, they have helped me a lot. I have a cousin brother who knows me very well. Probably if he's watching today, shout out to you, my cousin brother. I call him Papa Pyrus. He knows the kind of book that I read. I remember one time I bought him a very huge book of this size. Is it Long Walk to Freedom, if I'm not mistaken? And that was a biography of Nelson Mandela. I brought it for him. And at that time, I was really going through a very difficult time in life, much as some people might not know, but they could see from the way I was reacting, from the way I looked. I was going through a hard. I was just finding myself, and I was trying to make a meaning out of my life. Read books. In the next few days, I will be doing a book review, and I will show the books that I read that really helped me in life, and probably advice on what books people can read to upgrade themselves. So you can do the same. Watch encouraging movies. Watch shows that are uplifting, that can build you, that can motivate you. That's how you're going to heal. All right. Number 6 is use your scars to lift others. This is what I'm doing right now. I've gone through a lot in life. There is no need for me to talk about it again. That is my past. But if I tell you that I've gone through a lot, I want you to believe it. Whatever I had, I grew up, I left my family, my father and my mother's house at the age of 3. Till date, I've never lived with them. I grew up in several houses, gone through several abuse, whatever it is, whatever situation that you can imagine a child can go through, I've gone through it. And at one point it affected me, but by God's grace, I was able to overcome it. So today, I am telling others to try and do the same thing that I have done for my life, and how I have improved my life to the stage that I am in. I'm a work in progress, and I am trying my best to ensure that I do not go back, but rather I keep my focus on the prize and on the things that I have programmed and planned for in life. So use your scar to lift others. Because they say that God makes you to go through certain things so that you will be able to encourage. Had it been that I did not go through what I went through, probably I will not even understand what it means to go through pain, to go through, to be an orphan, to be abused, to be molested. I might not ever even understand. Probably I might not even have the need to create a content like this. But because I went through, I know what it means and I know how it feels. So today I am telling you, my brother, my sister, that you can do the same. And then you, in the process of telling others, you can also at the same time heal. Imagine talking to somebody who is probably thinking of committing suicide, and you tell them that you've gone through it, you know how it feels, and you are able to overcome it. And probably because of that message that you have shared, somebody is able to turn around. You have saved a life, and that is a reward. So your pain is not wasted. Somebody said, do not waste your pain. Your pain are actually your gifts. Your pain are your badges of honor. Those are your badges, because you are the only one who went through it and still standing. There is this musician that has gone through, they call him the Eagle, Dasan. I forgot his second name. He's a Nigerian. This person lost his wife. The only thing he could think about is to just praise and worship. That was his healing process. He just sat before God and he kept worshiping it. Today, through that pain, he is able to become the best, one of the best musicians that the world has ever heard of. So he is using his pain, to revive the world, to bring people back to God. How much more do you think God is going to reward that man? God will bless him. So do the same. Use your scar to lift others, to help others find themselves as well. The last but not least is the seventh one, is to decipher your association. At this point, you may need to sort your relationship. Cut off anyone who is not of benefit in your life. I'm not saying you should not associate with people, but know who should come into your life and know who should remain outside. Because there are people who will bring pain and will hold you to that, and you will not be able to come out. Cut off in this process, whereas you're going through this pain, cut off relationships that hold you down, that hold you from even healing yourself. So decipher your association and cut every useless association with anyone who does not bring you benefit. At this point, you need to hold yourself in a way that you are able to carry yourself through this pain. Because if you are holding any other hands that are going, they are going to weigh you down, and you might not be able to stand up again. I can use an example of this motivation speaker. She said at one point they were completely broke, and she had to cut off all her relation, every other person, because she had to make it fast in life in order to come and pull the rest out. It's the same way as you are climbing the tree, or maybe you are trying to cross over. You have to cross the other side and then turn around and hold somebody else to pull. There is no way you can move with a heavy load. If you are not very strong, you will either fall, both of you, all of you, or you might not even be able to cross. So the best thing is to carry yourself out of this problem first before you come back to now reconnect with those you have left behind. Cut off any relationship that is of waste of time, that is holding you, that is weighing you down. My grandma, God bless her soul, used to tell me one thing. She said, if you find yourself in a situation and it is a very difficult one, the best thing you can do is not to waste time crying, but rather to figure out the opportunities that you can get, a small narrow road, even if it's just a crack, in order to drag yourself out of that situation, and then you will be able to get out of that situation and turn around to sort what is left behind. She said, don't waste your time, who did, how it was done, and all that. That will be a waste of time. Rather, gather your energy and your focus on how it is that you can remedy that situation. This is a wisdom from an elderly lady, because I was going through a lot and she was able to see it and she was able to advise me. She said, my daughter, my granddaughter, as you go in life, know that so many things will happen to you, but it is up to you whether you want to sit down and wail or figure out your way to get out. Now, I am telling you the same thing that my grandmother said to me. There is a lot going out happening in the world. So many people are broken. So people are devastated. There is a lot of political unrest. People are running from their countries. People are suffering. There is hunger, global warming, rampant sicknesses. There is budget constraint. Humanitarians are losing their jobs, and people are losing sleep over so many things. But the question is, are you going to sit down there, or you are going to see what opportunity are available so that you can grab and make your way out of it? Brokenness is a painful and tough emotional pain, but we should not dwell in it. We should come out of it so that we'll be able to make it in life, and then at the end of the day, when we are victorious in life, we give glory back to God for helping us with His grace, and also guide other people to follow suit so that they can come out the same way we have done. Thank you so much. If you have watched me up to this time, I do not take your time for granted. My name is Stella Luka, and I'm really passionate about family and work-life balance. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and if you find me on YouTube, please subscribe, like, share, and that way I will be motivated to create more content. Until then, bye-bye.